Siamo qui a Wimbledon nella giornata dei quarti di finale. Sorry, we are talking in Italian because I forgot. Steve Flink is our correspondent of Tennis Channel. And Steve, we saw the quarters of finals today, and I wouldn't say there was a real surprise. What do you think?
No, we had the near surprise with Andy Murray going down 2 sets to Verdasco, who'd only beaten him once previously, and that was the match we were talking about yesterday, Australian Open 2009, a 5-set win for Verdasco. Today it was Murray coming from 2 sets down to win 7-5 in the 5th. Very gritty because he looked physically kind of frail for 2 sets and quite nervous in the early stages.
Well, there was a big pressure on him today. The center court was as passionate as ever. I mean, everybody's waiting for Murray to finally make this Wimbledon win, you know, after Fred Perry. I mean, he won the Olympic Games, but he didn't ever win here. And he made now the 5th or 6th semi-finals in a row, no?
Yeah. It's impressive. Quarterfinals in 2008 and semi-finals at least every year since.
Yeah, fifth, and it's a record because Tim Emman was 4 times in the semi-finals, and he never made the final.
Right, but of course Murray did make the final last year, and now he's going to stand. Looks like a great chance if he can beat the dangerous, big serving Jerzy Janowicz in the semi-finals. He'll be back in another final again.
Yeah, it would have been probably a little disappointing for this Wimbledon, which was full of surprise, to have a semi-final between number 54 and number 23, maybe, because Verdasco and Janowicz, even if they're great players, I mean, they don't have the same status than Murray, and then this would have avoided the possibility, the chance of a final between number 1 and number 2 in the world.
Absolutely, which is what I know I've been hoping for that all week long, and now we're 1 match away because Novak Djokovic, as you saw, he beat Thomas Berdych in straight sets. A good performance, you know. He was the one who was more solid at the end of the tiebreak, from 4-5 down in the tiebreak, first set against Berdych. He won 3 points in a row, and then he came from 2 breaks down to win the 2nd set. 3-love and 2 breaks down, he wins 6 out of 7 games. He wins in straight sets. He's in very good form, and you would think that would carry Djokovic through a semi-final against Del Potro, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out because Del Potro, I mean, he finally beat Ferrer because he had lost the last 4 times. He had lost 6 times out of 8.
Right.
He had lost twice on grass, and today he won pretty convincing.
And that was despite another injury on top of the 3 or 4 that he already has. In the first game of the match, I thought he was going to be in terrible trouble. And you're right, he went right through Ferrer in straight sets. He looked so relieved and exhilarated when it was over. And now, he's earned the right to play Djokovic, whom he beat in the 3rd place match for the bronze medal at the Olympic Games.
Sure.
So he'll have the good memory of having done that against Djokovic just last year at the same venue. So we'll find out. I still think over best of 5, Djokovic has the edge.
Sure. And now, out of the 4 semi-finalists, we have a number 1, number 2, number 8, and number 22. So, which means it's a good average. The average is 8. While in the women, the average is 15, because the top 4, apart from Radwansko, is number 4. All the others, one is 15, the other one is 20, another one is 23. So, I mean, the level of the men's semi-finals seems much better than the one of the women.
It does, and I think if we looked at the start of the tournament and wanted to pick one good, surprise, dangerous semi-finalist, it would have been Jerzy Janowicz. At least in my eyes, it would have been, because he's such a big server and such a dangerous player. You don't feel like he's out of place in the semi-finals. And then the other 3, Murray, Djokovic, Del Potro, how can you go wrong with them?
Yeah, and Janowicz today served 140 miles per hour, so that means he's dangerous.
Oh, absolutely, and consistently he's in the 130s, so he is dangerous. He's very hard to break, but Murray, as we know, is right up there with Djokovic as the 2 best returners in tennis, so I do expect him to break Janowicz at least a couple of times.
Sure. There was a great atmosphere today. There will be a great atmosphere for sure on Friday, and probably also on Sunday if the top 2 players will make the final.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to both rounds. I think the semifinals, the presence of Del Potro and Janowicz as explosive players, power players in the semifinals is a good thing for the tournament, because they're up against these 2 cunning, smart backcourt players in Djokovic and Murray. So it presents a contrast in each match that I think we're going to enjoy.
You're right. And in terms of being smart, elegance, and everything, Steve Flink is beating Ubaldo. 6-love, 6-1. See you later.